Hello, NWOBHM here today. It's the 29th of March 2024. Quick favour to ask, and that's if you wouldn't mind please subscribing to the channel, because that'd be great and a big help, really would. Today, just released today, so 29th of March 2024, is what you're looking at there, right? We've got some proper new wave of British heavy metal heaven. Nirvana, if you like, here. A monster big 4 CD set of comprising a massive 82 tracks, would you believe, of a selection of classic new wave of British heavy metal era singles from various bands who were with Neat Records back then. If you remember, of course, Neat Records were based up in the northeast of England, which that whole area was a seething mass, wasn't it, of early new wave of British heavy metal era bands looking to break out. Many of them had found their way to Neat Records one way or another, and you know, the usual thing back then, wasn't it, was release a single and hope that that went down well enough and attracted enough interest and attention that you know, an album and recording deal would follow. Happened to some of them, didn't happen to a lot of them, but there we are, and we've got a mixture of both here on, say, this 80 odd track collection. So it celebrates those days, and no doubt it'll bring back many memories if you were around back then. It certainly did for me as soon as I heard about this. And just look at the artwork there. You know, that's what we did back then, isn't it? You know, we wandered around in scruffy denim jackets that we never washed because it was too much trouble. And you know, we proudly displayed our favourite bands of the era on the back of our scruffy denim jackets, either in patch form, or if you were fortunate enough to have a patient girlfriend who was skilled with a needle and thread, and you were able to persuade her to practice those skills on your jacket, you might have some nifty embroidery right along the top shoulders there of your favourite band displayed prominently. But wow, what days, you know what we'd do back then. You'd get paid on a Friday night before you went home, and then you'd mooch around the local record shops on a Saturday morning and spend your hard-earned on, you know, NWOBHM singles that you'd either read about in sounds or you'd been recommended by word of mouth. Great days, much missed. And many of those singles from back then, indeed from bands that you see on the artwork there, are in this box set. You know, All Systems Go. It really is a cornucopia, if you like, of new wave of British heavy metal history. We've got early singles from the likes of the Tigers of Pantang, Venom, Raven, and similar, who would go on to bigger things and are still strutting the stuff in some style today, aren't they? And we've also got a mixture of those that didn't push on for various reasons. You know, many of them. We've got examples of them on here. You know, the early singles from the likes of the tremendous Saracen, who remain one of my favourites to this day, who were a bit different because they managed to bring in sort of like proggy and pompish elements along with the power and whatnot, didn't they? And the marvellous White Spirit, who had a young Yannick Gers in the band playing guitar, didn't they, rather? And then, of course, White Spirit didn't last long back then because Gers went on to join Gillan. And then a little shortly time after that, he went on to join another band named after a medieval torture device who you might have heard of. And, you know, like Saracen, you know, White Spirit, that debut album from White Spirit is one of my favourites to this day as well. I think it's a stone cold classic, as is Saracen's Heroes, Saints and Fools. Marvellous stuff. And spread out amongst these 82 tracks, we've got everything from, well, almost everything from back then. You know, we've got the likes of Persian Risk, Ellenbach, Tyson Dog, Jaguar, Blitzkrieg, and many others who, you know, for whatever reason were looking good but didn't quite push on. And then we've got some you know, what you might call oddities, I suppose, or those that went under the radar pretty much, such as Crucifixion, and we've even got some singles from Jess Cox, who of course was the vocalist in Tigers of Pantang for a while. So it's marvellous, marvellous stuff. 4 discs, 82 tracks of new wave of metal, British heavy metal history. So either relive the old days and bring them all flooding back, some of the bands that you might have forgotten about, or if you weren't around back then, discover how the new wave of British heavy metal influenced things back then and continues to influence things to this day. Tremendous stuff, can't recommend it enough. So there we are, All Systems Go, Neat and Sync Singles Volume 1. I will link it on Amazon in the description below, so you can go and get it on there. It's reasonably priced for what it is. And I'll leave it there. Please do subscribe to the channel before you go, because that would be great. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and take care.